Wise Word conference call and class setting, and tonight we're going to revisit our favorite passages in the Bible. Many people don't know the truth, but we have it, which is the blessing. So
has arrived.
What we're going to do is first open up the Bible, and your brothers and sisters, make sure you have your pens and pads to take good notes. All right, it says, blessed is he that readeth. And so we're going to read the scriptures and give the Most High thanks again for this new moon that's just passed. You know, these are the high holy days that the Most High blessed, told us to follow. And we're going to do what he said. When you look at the Christian churches, when they pray, they just pray. But the Most High gave us instructions in the Bible to face the east towards Jerusalem and pray. Because in the scriptures, it gives us instructions. People say they know the Bible, but they don't even read the Bible. Okay? There's so many scriptures the pastor in the church will not touch. They won't even touch it because they know it'll cause an uproar in the church, and people will be asking, what does that mean? Why is this applied today? And even the pastors don't know why they don't read certain scriptures. Okay? So let's go into the scriptures, and let's start out with Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And today's topic is going to be, have integrity in this truth. That's the topic. Have integrity in this truth. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Hamashiach Yahawaah, giving thanks to the Father by him. All praises to Abanawa Yahawah by Hashem Hamashiach Yahawaah, the name of the Hamashiach, in the name of the Christ, the Messiah. Okay, so let's go to 1 Kings chapter 9, because having integrity is something that our people lack, especially nowadays. We lack integrity. A lot of us don't know what the word is. Okay, 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 4. 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 4. And it reads, and if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked, in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded you, and will keep my statutes and my judgments. Because you got to remember with King David, after he sinned with Bathsheba and he lost his child, King David didn't sin anymore. He tried his hardest not to sin anymore after that period. So we got to have the integrity of David. Why? Because he had integrity to fear the Most High's commandments. Okay? Verse 5. Then I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. So, you know, if we had a man on our throne, we wouldn't have never went into these curses if he was a righteous man. And when you look at after Solomon, all those men were wicked. Every single last one of them. Until Esau eventually took the rulership of Jerusalem with King Herod, who was an Edomite, who was a half Jew, half Edomite. His father was an Edomite, his mother was a Jew. Okay, so that made him an Edomite. So King Herod passed as if he was a Jew, but he was making bids and bribes with the Romans and the Greeks. Okay, so Esau with Esau. So after the days of Solomon, we fell hard, and these curses clung to us like glue. And I wouldn't wish these curses on my worst enemy, that's an Israelite. When you look at these curses, if I had to pick one of these curses out of all these curses to be on my family, if the Most High said choose one, there's not one I would want to choose. Every single curse is bad, man. Let's turn there. Look at Deuteronomy 28. We lost our integrity. That's why the Most High put these plagues on us. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now we lost our integrity from that point. So when you look at these curses, look at all these curses, man. Would you want any of these curses? If you had to choose one, would you choose any of these? Look at verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Who want to give your children to another people? All right. Look at verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before your eyes. Why would you want your animal slain before your eyes by another man's hand? I couldn't wish this on my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? And when I say enemy, I'm talking about Israel. Verse 35. The Most High shall smite thee in the knees. Who wants that? I don't want that plague. Every single plague is the worst plague that you could possibly ever have. It's the worst scenario. Each one of these curses is the worst scenario. I mean, I don't know if we ever thought about that, but we got all these curses on us. Look at 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Most High shall lead thee. Who want to be looking like Mr. Magoo? Y'all remember Mr. Magoo? Blind, couldn't see, laughing all the time like he crazy, and running into traffic. Nobody want to be like Mr. Magoo, right? But this is what the Most High said. The Most High, I mean, he created these. He only created from 15 to 68. That ain't even 30 plagues. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a little bit more than 30, but he could have gave us 100. These right here, just 2 of them, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. So when he tells us to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, a wise man should see that and run to it and hold fast to it. There's no reason for us to run away from these curses like these Christians. We should be cleaving to these commandments, man. There's no reason for it. That's why I mean we lack integrity as a people. We don't understand what it means to walk in the light of the Most High. Let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 4. It says, and if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked. David messed up. When you look at his history, King David had problems. He had 3 sons that got slain within his family by the sword. And his friend Joab even helped him to kill him. Right? He set him up. King David was having issues, man. Took his best soldier's wife and laid down with her. He had no control. Right? He lost his integrity for that brief moment. Forgot who he was when he was talking to Nathan. Nathan had to remind him and give him a fairy tale in order for him to understand. With sheep. You took one man's sheep. He said, you know, he told him the story. A man had 100 sheep, and he took a man that only had 1 sheep. You know, he had to trick King David just to understand that it was him in the story. So, I mean, he was walking blindly. But he woke up and changed his life and came out of those sins. And so this is what we have to do. Acknowledge our sins like King David did. Acknowledge it and walk uprightness. It says, in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments. To keep. Y'all know what to keep is. You ever heard of a keeper? A keeper is someone you could trust, right? You go and take your stuff out of your house and you place it in a storage because you know no one's going to break into your storage. That's a place where something is kept. You got to be like that. You got to be like a vault when it comes to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. We got to be keepers of the commandments. That's why he said, art thou my brother's keeper? That's part of the commandments. We got to love our brother as we love ourselves. That's part of keeping one another. You know what I'm saying? And that's a hard thing for a lot of us to do. A lot of us, man. You know what I mean? Let's look at, I mean, when you really think about Israel, many men in Israel do not walk with that integrity at all. How are we going to even get Hamashiach back if brothers are not helping? Let's look up what integrity is. When you look up the word integrity, the word integrity means the quality of being honest. Okay? The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, the state of being whole and undivided. That's what integrity is. A man that's honest. How many men do you know that's actually honest today? You know? That you could trust. If you give him your car and he wreck it, he gonna be a man about it and fix your car and not be like, man, I'm sorry, and give you your car back, all busted and broke. That's a man of integrity. That you could trust to give them something, and you know they'll give it back, or they'll take care of what you give them. That's integrity, man. That's someone you could trust. That person, that man. So, you know, this is what we have to learn within the congregation of Israel, you know. And right here at Lions Roar, we're going to start it and try our best to hope that it rubs off on everybody else. All right? So how many brothers and sisters in the truth have integrity? That's what I have to ask again. So this is a good question to ask Israelite congregations. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 2 and 20. Proverbs 2 and 20. Proverbs chapter 2 verse 20. That thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of the righteous. Okay? For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. So we got to be keepers of each other, right? We got to walk in the way of good men. Who are the good men? The prophets. All right? The prophets were the good men back in those days. They followed the old paths. Nothing wrong with following the old paths. Okay? Let's drop down to, let's see. Let's go to Proverbs 22 and 29. Let's look at another one. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 29. Proverbs 22 and 29. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? Okay. So it says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Okay, that's the King James Version. Some of your books say, it may say something else. But so you can understand it, the mean men are low men. Okay? Men of low standard. That's what he's talking about. It says, he shall not stand before men of low standard. Why? A men of low standard will bring you down. Okay? They will constantly bring you down. All they can talk about is negative things all the time. Nothing positive. That's a men of low morale, low standard, low integrity. Low integrity. Okay? They don't know how to be a man. They don't know how to stand upright. It has to be taught and it has to be practiced. You got to practice to be a man of integrity. That's why he says, walk in the ways of my law, statutes, and commandments. Every day you got to die daily just to get right. Like Paul said, I die daily to keep the Most High's commandments. You guys, it's a constant changing. Every day. You know? So this is what we have to do. So don't be like Esau. Esau is a low man. He's a low man with a low morale. He's always lacked integrity when you look at the beginning of time. You know? So do not even try to follow him. Look at John 8:44. Esau has always been a man of low morale. It's nothing new. Look at how he treated his brother Jacob. He wanted to kill his brother as soon as his father died. Who does that? He was like, as soon as my father died, I will kill him. You gonna kill your brother? All right, John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Esau lies about everything. Everything that you've ever learned from this man, he's lied to you about it. Everything. Okay? From the Christmas carols to the religions to the school curriculums, Everything you've ever learned, to medicine, you going to the doctor thinking you're getting healed, he making you worse. Everything he's ever taught us has been lies. Everything. That's hard for a lot of people to digest in America. It's very hard. The scriptures tell us that our fathers are going to come saying that they had inherited lies from these wicked ass people, excuse my French, from these wicked people. Because they are wicked. They are wicked. You know? So, if you're diligent, you know, if you're a diligent man or a woman, you can see it in a man's doings if they got integrity. A brother that has a job that provides for his family, you can look at him, because a brother will go to work. He'll go to work every day. You know, basically what he's doing is proving himself to the Most High, to himself, and his family. That basically he's striving for righteousness and a good name. Even those who are not in the truth, when they work every day, they have a form of good ethical standard of living. You know, they have a good morale because they know if they go to work, they won't eat. Or they've been taught that somewhere in their life to work for everything you get. That's a good understanding of life. Okay? Everything works in an ecosystem, right? The birds, they sing in the morning, the flowers open up from the music of the birds. You know? Everything has a reason to be here. Ants, you know, certain bugs, they clean out the dead animals that die. You know, they come at different times. Lions, they kill cattle and everything out there in the field, you know, to reduce the numbers. Everything has a reason to be here. Man has a reason to be here. The Israelites have the highest standard of living here on this earth. Our job is to be ministers and priests to all the nations. That's our job. Okay? All our forefathers did that. When we were in captivity, our forefathers had integrity. Joseph, who was in Imhotep in the book of Genesis, had integrity. Right? People don't know that Joseph was in Imhotep. You can look that up. You got these Egyptologists or Egyptians talk about Imhotep, yo Imhotep, you know. That's Joseph in the Bible. You know, they got chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea, bottom of the ocean. And these brothers don't want to study and find out that there's Egyptian chariots up under that water. You know, that came from the days of Israel leaving Egypt into the promised land. People don't want to believe. That's a lack of integrity. Okay? So, there's many things that we can learn from the scriptures. It's all about really having a good name in the Father. You know, our name is going to be the Father's. When you look at Isaiah 44, let's go there, Isaiah 44. It's all about the name, man. Your name is going to be his name. That's why he calls us YAHAWAH. Right? Meaning we are a prince of YAHAWAH. All right? The Father. YAHAWAH. Got the name of the Father all in there. Look at Isaiah 44:1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Most High that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help you. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun. All right, Jeshurun means upright. Okay? It says, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thy offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. One shall say, I am the power, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Hamashiach, and surname himself by the name of Yashala. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to be calling ourselves by the Most High, Most High's name. We're going to carry his name within our name. So by doing these things as working diligently on this planet as Israelites, proving who we are by showing integrity and keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments, the nations are going to realize who we are. They're not going to realize us if we out here cursing and saying crazy stuff and saying, you know, as soon as we see an Edomite jump all over them. Nah, they're gonna look at us based on the fact that we have understanding of the scriptures, understanding of this planet, and that we're here to show everyone how to live the right way, without lies and you know, falsehood. Let's go to 1 Timothy 5 and 8. Man, in this Bible, you could pull out so much information just on our forefathers and how we're supposed to live. That's a miraculous thing for us to even have this information. 1 Timothy 5 and 8, and it reads, "But if any provide not for his own," okay, you brothers should know this verse. It says, I'll read it again. "But if any provide not for him his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel." Infidel is an unbeliever. And how does a brother deny the faith? What is faith? What faith is he speaking of when he says a brother that denies the faith? Here you are raising your family. How do you deny the faith? Where would you find that in the scriptures? Can you go off to a brother in the street and tell him, man, you left your family, you've denied the faith of the Most High? Okay? What you think that brother gonna say? Are you gonna be able to give him the answer if he asks you, what does that mean, denying the faith? What faith? See, you can ask a Christian that. A Christian don't know what that is. If you deny the faith. Let's find out what that denying the faith is. Let's go to Genesis chapter 18 and 18. Everything is always in the Bible. Precept upon precept. When he says you have denied the faith, he's talking about our father Abraham. Remember, this was given to him first. He was the obedient one that followed the charge of the Most High. Let's go to Genesis 18. And let's start at 18. Genesis 18 verse 18. "Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Most High, to do justice and judgment, that the Most High may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him." See that? That's the faith right there. Remember, this covenant is the faith. This covenant was given to our father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? And in order for the nations to see us being a righteous people, we have to first show it through our families. A lot of our families are broken up. Okay? But that's okay. This is why we're going to get right, because we have the scriptures. Okay? Our family is going to have to learn these scriptures as well. Whether they want to hear it now or whether they want to hear it later, they're going to have to hear these scriptures. Okay? So it says that Abraham kept the charge by what? Commanding his children and his household after him, and that they should keep the way of the Most High. That's by denying the faith. You ain't doing that. That's denying the faith. Okay? Having that integrity, you know, having that understanding of what we must do. We must teach the children, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Many brothers don't want to do this, but I agree. It is a difficult thing when the family's broken apart and the significant other that you was once with is not down with this truth. That makes it very difficult. Now you're dealing with unequally yoked children. But the Most High said this, Deuteronomy chapter 4, and let's go to the 6 and 7. Deuteronomy 6 and 7. "And thou shalt teach them diligently." See, there's that word diligently again. All right, that means to stress. Diligently means to stress it out. It says, "Thou shalt teach them diligently unto the children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the ways, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. So a lot of you not going to be able to teach your children because they don't live in the same house with you. Families are broken up. So he says when you walk with them too. Doesn't mean you're not going to see your children. You're still going to see them. When you see your children and you walk with them, you tell them the truth. You teach them the truth. Okay? So this word is for everyone. Especially every Israelite out here, this word is for them. The Most High, that's why he has so much mercy right now on Jacob. Even though we see an affliction hit our people. You got to understand, we are in the land of our captivity. In this particular land, we are not going to get peace. Peace is not going to arrive in this place called America. Okay? The only way we're going to get peace is by keeping these commandments and the Most High returning on this earth, and we're getting out of this place when he returns. Because this place right here is going to be destroyed by fire. He tells you that. It's going to be destroyed by fire. Because it is wicked. It is a wicked place, man. Any of you brothers and sisters who can't see that this place is wicked, something is seriously wrong with you. You know, you're seriously wired or hardwired into this system so much where you don't see the wickedness that's going on all around you. Okay? That's someone who is totally in darkness. All right? We ain't got too much longer to go. I know we don't. Look at the way things are going. Let's go to Sirach chapter 4 and 28. Sirach 4 and 28. And this is in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 and 28. And you could say Sirach or you could say Ecclesiasticus. It's the same thing. All right. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Most High shall fight for you. Okay. So what does that mean to strive? It means to labor. Strive means to labor in integrity for the truth until death. You're not supposed to stop ever talking about this truth. Ever. Okay? This truth is powerful. You know, that's what's integrity. You're supposed to strive for the truth. Let's go to Joshua 24 and 15. You tell a Christian that. Strive for the truth. And we like to pick on Christians because the majority of our people are in that philosophy. Joshua 24 and 15. And it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, choose you this day whom you will serve. Right, the Most High say, okay, who you going to serve? If you can't serve me, I'm the creator of all the heavens and the earth. Who you going to serve? So they said, go ahead. You go ahead and choose. That's like you having a child, and your child live at your house. And your child can't feed himself. He don't know how to work. He don't know nothing. And he'd be like, I'm leaving. You're like, okay, go ahead. Go find some other parents that'll take care of you. You know? Today, now a child leave, he call the police on you. He calls CPS on you. You get locked up. It's just, everything's all backwards today. You know, everything's messed up today, man. Verse 15, it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Most High. So this is what we have to have, that same idea, that same approach. As for me and my children, or my family, or my new wife, or my wife and my children, we're going to serve the Most High. Right? We strive for the truth until death. That's what we do. All right? So that's integrity. Let's go to Proverbs 28 and 18. Proverbs 28 and 18. Proverbs chapter 28 verse 18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved. Okay, tell the Christian that. A Christian say, I'm already saved. What's walking uprightly? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It says, whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved. It didn't say you are saved. It says shall. That means you got to keep fighting unto what? Death. Strive unto death. So you ain't saved until what? You are dead in this truth. If you worked all the way through your life unto that moment. So shall, remember that. It didn't say will, two different words. It says you will be saved. It says shall be saved. Okay? That means you have to work at it every day. But he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. Okay?
Has arrived.
So this is what our people have to understand according to the scriptures. We got to work for the truth. We have to strive for it. Some of you men go back to your vomit. An example would be, you know, and I'm going to get on some of you brothers who are on the conference call or those who are listening. You know, you go back to your defiled women or your defiled men. Some of you women go back to your defiled men. Straight back to evil. You know what I mean? You leave the truth and you go right back to that same woman or that same man who don't believe in the truth. That's problems. You know, now if your wife and children, they don't want to serve the Most High, now what you gonna do? Here you are running to this woman who hate the truth, but you want to live with her because you love her so much. Y'all already done split up. You guys ain't together no more. You done spoke your piece, she done spoke her piece. F you, blah, 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 I don't ever want to see you again, I hope you die. You run right back to her. You know what I mean? That's crazy right there. That's just straight idiotic. Idiotic. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Most High gave you a break. He gave you a break. If that happens, especially if that person committed adultery, that's your break. That's a clean break. The Most High let Satan have that person. Just to be like, look, you could go. You got a free break right there. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Now, I'm just telling you like it is, because a lot of y'all be like, well, you know, you should get back with your wife. No, go back to your wife for what? She got demons on her. If adultery is in the midst, or if she is a non-believer, stay away from her. I'm just telling you like it is. Because what's going to happen, you end up going back to her. If she's not a believer, you're going to eventually start keeping all those holidays all over again. And you're going to be right back in the wickedness. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and 14. It says, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? That's plain. So some of you Negroes pray the Our Father's Prayer at this time. You know what I mean? Y'all think the Our Father's Prayer, you get back with the wicked person, you still praying the Our Father's Prayer. After you get back with an unequally yoked person who don't believe or even hate the truth. Look at Matthew 6 and 13. Y'all forget this. Why would you run back to a person after you've been in the truth? Is your life that hard? Is that why you can't, you know, sometimes life can be super, super hard. And that might be your only outlet to go back to that person. You know, but the Most High says to depart from that person. Look at Matthew 6 and 13. This is part of the Our Father's Prayer. Matthew 6 and 13. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Now you sitting up there praying the Our Father's Prayer. You praying this little verse right here. How's that verse going to help you if you ran right back to Satan? You living amongst Satan. You sleeping with Satan. And then you praying this prayer, and lead us not into temptation. You sleeping with Satan. You know what I'm saying? How's that going to work? It's not going to work. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. But you sleeping with the evil. You asking, deliver me from this woman, basically. Not even knowing what you're praying. You see how you could get so numb to saying this prayer every day and be in the midst of sin and not know it? You see what I'm saying? We have to understand how to separate the two. To be holy, to separate. All right? We got to understand this, man. It's very important. So how you going to be delivered in all this? Here you are sleeping with Satan.
Has arrived.
So our people got to understand, look, when you say certain prayers, you got to understand the impact of these prayers that we pray. You could be in the midst of sin and praying these prayers with the devil and loving the devil at the same time. And when I say devil, I'm not just talking about Esau. Our people are devils too. All right? They're devils too. So be careful how you say the Lord's Prayer if you're living amongst evil. It says if you can't, I mean, it's just dumbfounding to me. If you can't speak in your house as a man in your house and then follow the Most High, then there is a serious problem, So what we have to do as Israelites, those that are believing Israelites, is gird up your loins as men and as women. We have to gird up our loins and be strong. Some of you men, your women make all the money and pay the bills. You know, and you feel less as a man. But if that's the case, be thankful that your woman make more money than you. And help her by getting a job if you ain't got no job. You know, take the leadership role as a man and raise the house on the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But try to get a job. You have to establish why you the man in the household. You have to show some order. You know, it's the integrity rule. We're not worried about what the Joneses think. But if we're going to be a light to the world, we have to show why we're a light to the world. It's not that just we follow the scriptures. But if we follow the scriptures, we also have to have integrity. We have to work. Men respect other men who have jobs. And most importantly, you know, we have to help brothers to raise up Israel. That's the whole thing. We have to help one another. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. You're going to hear less and less of this as Hillary Clinton get into office. You guys don't understand what's going on, but this whole thing has been set up with Hillary Clinton. All right? Why has it been set up? Just think about it. Obama came into office, and what was his whole point? To push the gay agenda, right? To get the gay votes. Who's going to get the gay votes? Who's going to be the successor of Obama? It's got to be a Democrat. It's got to be Hillary Clinton. You got Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is an atheist. He calls himself a Jew, but he doesn't even believe in the Bible. Typical Edomite. He's an atheist. He's pushing that gay agenda too. So all this stuff was already set up. Right? Remember she was catching heat for the emails that she had did for the Black Lives Matter? That's what the email was all about, the Black Lives Matter. She's making money off of that. So they let her go. Who gets let go after being indicted on felony charges? I'm telling you, they setting her up to be president. Because there's more money, more taxes is going to come into play with the woman movement agenda. Remember Jeremiah? Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Jeremiah, and let's go to 31 verse 22. Jeremiah 31 verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? Talking about Israel. We still backsliding. It says, for the Most High created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, the power of Israel. As yet they shall use the speech in the land, this speech in the land of Judah. Right? What speech? That a woman is going to surpass a man. What scripture did you say that was? Jeremiah 31 and 22. All right? Yeah. So this speech is that feminine movement, right? And how they speedballing it. They're using Judah. They're using the women. When you watch Hillary Clinton up there speaking in that thing that said, well, what they had, the convention. Who's up there giving most of the speeches? You saw black women up there whose sons had been shot. You saw Judah up there on the top of the up there on the counter, speaking about their children that they had lost, their sons that they had lost. They didn't have the fathers up there. It was all women. Judah is the one, the females or the sisters of Judah are the ones who are speaking right now. So I'll read that again. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Most High hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, the God of Israel, the power of Israel, as yet they shall use this speech in the land of Judah and in the cities thereof. When I shall bring again their captivity, all right, going right back into slavery. The Most High bless you, O habitation of justice and mountain of holiness. Look, we're going to have to seek the Most High seriously at this time. All right.
Hallelujah.
The Sodom agenda has to catch up to the Egypt agenda,
to say thank
which is captivity. It has to.
We are not standing here because he's not good. We're standing here because he's great. Whew. 1 year ago, yesterday, I lived the worst nightmare anyone could imagine. I watched as my daughter, Sandra Bland, was lowered into the ground in a coffin. She was my fourth of 5 daughters, and she was gone. No, not on administrative leave, but on permanent leave from this earth. Found hanging in a jail cell after an unlawful traffic stop and an unlawful arrest. 6 other women have died in custody that same month. Kendra Chapman, Alexis McGovern, Sarah Lee Circlebear, Raynette Turner, Raukina Jones, and Joyce Cornell. So many of our children are gone, but they are not forgotten. I am here with Hillary Clinton tonight. Because she is a leader and a mother who will say our children's names.
First of all, I'd like to say it's an honor to be here, to stand with these mothers and be amongst you. I am an unwilling participant in this movement. I would not have signed up for this or any other mother that's standing here with me today. But I am here today for my son, Trayvon Martin, who is in heaven. And also for his brother, Javaris Fulton, who is still here on earth. I did not want this spotlight, but I will do everything I can to focus some of this light on the pain of a path out of the darkness. Hillary Clinton has the compassion and understanding to support grieving mothers. She has the courage to lead the fight for common sense gun legislation. She has a plan to divide that so often exists between law enforcement and the communities that they serve. This isn't about being politically correct. This is about saving our children. That's why we're here tonight with Hillary Clinton. And that's why, in memory of our children, we are imploring you, all of you, to vote this election day. Hillary is one mother who can ensure our movement will succeed. I want to thank you for standing with us and supporting us, and we'd like to leave with you what God has given us: strength, love, and peace. Thank you.
The Sodom agenda has to catch up to the Egypt agenda, which is captivity. It has to be at a full swing in the Sodomity. How's that? That's a new word. Sodomity. All right, so that's what's coming. So y'all get ready for that. All right. Let's go to, we're going to go to Matthew 6:33. So you men need to establish order by what? By the scriptures and the sense of understanding in today's time to prepare for the kingdom to come. That's our whole movement. That's what we all trying to do. Push the understanding of the Bible. Matthew chapter 6. Because don't nobody know this Bible like the Israelites. Nobody in the world. All right. Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. This is what we have to do first in order to get those blessings. All those blessings. Now, I spoke about the curses, and not one of you brothers and sisters in here, the Most High gave you an option to choose one of those curses only on your family. There's not one that you would want to choose. Not one. But when you look at the blessings, he only got 14 blessings in there, and those 14 blessings compass everything that we possibly could even imagine. 100-fold. Okay? Let's look at one blessing. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. And let's look at one of those blessings. And tell me if you would want that to happen to your family. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's pick one. Let's go to verse 2. Deuteronomy 28:2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power. If it overtakes you, it's going to catch you mysteriously off guard, the blessings. Not only is it going to catch you off guard, it's going to catch your son off guard, your sister off guard, your mother off guard, your father off guard, your children, your grandchildren. Those blessings are going to spear right into everything that you've ever known by blessing you. I don't think any of us have ever even seen anything like that. All right? We've seen the curses. And boy, have we seen the curses. But these blessings we have not seen. We could read about it in the New Testament, but when you look at Israel, Israel has never been up under these blessings at full throttle. We kept falling off the whole time. We've never had this where we had the blessings at 100-fold. Right? Not even during King David's time. All right? Solomon close, but never like this. All right, look at verse 9. The Most High shall establish you an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto you, if thou shalt keep the commandment of the Most High thy power, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by thy name of the Most High, and they shall be afraid of you. Think about that. They'll be afraid of you when you step in the room. You ever work somewhere and you know the head boss step in there and you heard all this talk about this head boss and everybody's afraid and everybody's trying to do everything right. And then he steps on the scene. Everybody's nervous. That's that fear that people are going to have when we're ruling. They're going to try to please you to the best of their ability, all these different nations. We have yet to feel that blessing yet. Once we get there, it's going to be amazing. But right now, we got to continue to endure. All right. So integrity is what we're talking about. So this is the first thing we must understand, that when Hamashiach YAHAWAH walked on the earth, men and women saw his integrity. And they wanted to find out how to resemble YAHAWAH's integrity. Okay? Here you see this man doing all these great miracles, walking on water, healing people, feeding 5,000 people with 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread. You trying to figure out, how does this man do this and maintain himself? Right? That's integrity. That's integrity. Let's go to John 3:3. The book of John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. See, this is what we haven't learned as brothers and sisters there in this truth. We haven't learned this yet as a whole. But we're trying. We want to. We haven't established it yet. Now, when you look at our people, we're copycats of our own people. Okay, you see a brother back in the 80s, you saw a brother when the speakers came out, and the truths and vows, and you know, back in the day when a lot of you brothers never heard it or seen that for your eyes. Some of you guys are younger, but some of you brothers who are older, y'all seen that. Back in the day, we had 5.0 Mustangs. You know, we start putting tweeters in our car, 6x9s. You know, we start putting woofers and 12-inch speakers. When that first brother did that, that broke the barrier in the ghetto. You know what you saw 5 years later? Every brother had 12s in their car. 6x9s, tweets, Alpine stereos, Dayton's, Trues and Vows. Everybody was competing for the same thing. Everybody stepped up their game. We have yet to see that in Israel today. We see a little bit, but we haven't taken it to that next level, you know, where we all trying to gain that integrity and work together as a whole. We haven't done that yet. We haven't even seen it economically with real estate and business. But we're going to get there.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That's right, brother. That's right. We're going to get there. So, John 3:3. Let's see this. This is Nicodemus. Nicodemus was a Pharisee who knew the law, but he followed the ways of King Herod, who was an Edomite, who was changing rules. This is when that book, the Talmud, came out. This is what those fake Jews follow, the Talmud, right? But Nicodemus felt something different in the spirit when he saw Hamashiach YAHAWAH. And so what did he do? He didn't approach him in the day, he approached him at night. All right? So look at this. Let's go to verse 2. John chapter 3, verse 2, the Gospel of John. It says, I'll start at 1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. That's who Pharisees were. They were like kings walking around. It says, the same came to YAHAWAH by night and said unto him, Rabbi, Rabbi means teacher, we know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest except the Most High be with him. He already knew that this was the Messiah. Nicodemus knew this, but he didn't tell us to his
Has left
brothers.
the conference.
Verse 3, YAHAWAH answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. This is something simple. He just said, look, all you have to do is be born again. So, I mean, Nicodemus is like, how can I be born again if I'm old? Look at Revelation 22:11. So Nicodemus was used to doing the same stuff over and over. Even if he was in sin as a Pharisee, he kept doing it. But YAHAWAH changed that mode. Look at Revelation 22, verse 11. Revelation 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. So this was the Pharisees. A lot of them was unjust. And the Most High said, let them be unjust still. They ain't going to change. See, it's all about changing. These men were happy where they are. They were in a comfort zone. They were getting money from the people. They were getting rich. That's why the Most High said, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. So he's bringing the rewards. All right? Where do you think they got that saying from the Christmas carol, Santa Claus, of St. Nick? He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He got it from the Bible. That came straight out the scriptures. The Most High sees everything. He's the one bringing that reward. He's the one bringing that gift. When you see these people getting ready for Christmas, Santa Claus is these people's savior. All right? St. Nick is these people's savior. He's coming to bring gifts to these people. That's the heathen savior. All right? And he stole it from the Bible. He's taking it right out our Hamashiach Yahawa's gift bag. Right? Come on. So we got to understand that we're dealing with a real demonic nation. Let's go back. So Nicodemus is trying to figure out something here. So a lot of our brothers have this problem with their old ways, with that old man, even while in the truth. They can't let it go. They can't let go of their sins. You know? Here's Nicodemus talking how can I change when I'm old? You know, when you really look at Nicodemus, he was lazy. He was embarrassed just to be seen with the Hamashiach that he respected. You know, he was stuck on traditions of Rome, given to the Pharisees, and he didn't want to change. But his spirit was seeking answers, man. When he saw Hamashiach, it was something that affected the spirit, seeing how the people, he was a people's champion. Here he is feeding people, healing people, raising people from the dead. That affects your spirit. You're trying to figure out what's going on here. You know? Look at John 3 and 5. It says, Yahawaah answered, verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High. See that? So the water, we already know what the water is. We know what the Spirit is. The Spirit is commandments. We're going to wash ourselves with the what? Commandments. Right? And it's the spirit of the law. Right? It means having sense and understanding of the law. Verse 6. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. There's a lot of brothers who are in the truth and very fleshly. They don't have any love for the brothers. Brothers in the truth or out of truth, they got no love for them. And you can see it when they speak. You can detect it easily. You know? They speak recklessly. So our people got to understand, look, all the answers that we need are here. Let's go to John 6 and 63. John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Okay? So this is what we're doing now. These words are the words of the Father that's going to give us everlasting life, because it's allowing us to understand how to follow his ways to change. If our minds seek understanding in the Most High, he will help us. Do you understand that? The Most High will bless you. He'll put you through affliction. While that affliction, he's going to read your mind and your spirit to see if you're going to do anything crazy. If you endure, he will bless you. Proverbs 15 and 14. Let's go there. Listen, we got the whole world against us. The whole world. Proverbs 15 and 14. The heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge. Okay? So our minds have to do what? Seek knowledge. So Nicodemus was following what? Nonsense. He was following nonsense. All that time before Hamashiach walked up, he was following nonsense. He knew in the spirit that he was following nonsense. Just like the Roman Catholic Church. Them people following nonsense, worshiping statues and idols and, you know, singing hymns in the church, which is devil's hymns, you know. Place is damned. The Most High said the whole world will be damned for following what? A lie. This whole, like I said, the whole world is about lies. Everything that you've ever learned. Let's go to 1 Timothy 5 and 24. You know, you can't believe nothing these people say. Nothing. 1 Timothy 5 verse 24. Some men's sins are open beforehand, going before to judgment. And some men, they follow after, right? You're going to have some men that follow wicked men. Then they're not going to know the difference. Some of them, spirit is going to tell them it's wrong, but they still going to do it. Why? Because they're not trying to change. You see a lot of brothers on YouTube videos like that. They ain't trying to change. They like what they're doing. And you know, you'll see them on YouTube and you're like, man, how can they get away with this stuff? They are holding the Most High's Bible. The Most High does have a small bit of mercy on these brothers just for holding the Bible. It's kind of like you watch some of these movies where there's a icon that has power in it, like a ring with power. And you'll see the good, when they have the ring, they do good with the ring. And then when the evil get a hold of the ring, they do evil, but nothing can happen to them because they still have that ring on. It's the same way with the scriptures. You see brothers out there cursing people out and they got the Bibles. Most I ain't gonna let nothing happen to them. They got the power in their hand. But you know what? It doesn't mean that they walk in orderly. Doesn't mean that they walk in order. Just because they're protected, their day is coming to an end. You know? And it's gonna be right there for us to see. So the Bible has to be in the right hands to wake up the people. And you can see the effects of the people around them. You know? So as we was reading, where was we at? 1 Timothy 5. And let's read 24 again. Some men's sins are open beforehand, going before to judgment. And some men that follow after. Likewise, also the good works of some are manifest beforehand. And they that are otherwise cannot be hid. See? So this stuff is important, man. So good works is laboring, putting in your bricks. Charity, that's doing the work. Charity surpasses everything, all right? When you read 1 Corinthians 13 and chapter 14, that's all to talk about is charity. Let's go to Micah 4 and 10. Are there any questions? Any questions out there? All right. Let's go to Micah chapter 4 verse 10. Micah chapter 4 verse 10. Micah 4 and 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. So we got to labor in this truth. He said be in pain. We got to do that too. What's the pain? Seeing your people destroyed. That's a pain. Seeing your people sinning. That's pain. So when you see that, you're going to labor. You're going to tell them what's right from wrong. All right? It says, for now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field. And thou shalt go even to Babylon. And this happened in the past, but it's going to happen again now. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Most High shall redeem you from the hand of thine enemies. And this is what we're waiting on. So this is the integrity. We seen brothers coming to camp over the years, you know, at camp one day, and after camp you see a brother, he'll be like, yo, I'm gonna be there every week. We've heard that over and over and over, brothers saying that. I'll be here next week. But you know what? Life has a way of moving you and shoving you when things come up, you know? And it's tough to make that transition in your life, to be dedicated and go out every week or even teach every week. It's got to be some kind of dedication. It's got to be just like going to a regular job. But you got to love it. You can't do it and not love it. You got to love it. You know what I mean? When you look at some brothers like me, every Shabbat, I'm traveling about 30 miles just to get to the spot to speak. You know? A lot of us don't live in the Bay Area is different from the East Coast. In the Bay Area, we all live way out, most of us. You know, like Barzal said, man, I came way from Philly, way out here, and I'm one of the only brothers out here speaking with the rest of you brothers. You know, he's like, man, this brother's right here in the Bay Area. There's over 4 million people in the Bay Area, and the same brothers keep going out there speaking. That's sad, man. That's sad. When you look at all these brothers in the truth in the Bay Area, or let alone in LA. You know, there's a brother in LA, you know, I look up to the brother. I'm not going to say his name, but the brother at one time said, man, I'm moving back to Ohio. He got discouraged. And I said, man, if you don't go out in LA, who going to go out? And he thought about it. He was like, yeah, you're right. You know, who's going to go out and tell those people and mark the people on this side? We all have a job to do. You know, whether it be going to an Indian reservation, whether it be going on buses and telling people, whether it be going just out and about, teaching in the church, what have you. We all have a mission to teach this word, whether we're using social media to put it up. We all have a job. We all have a task. Whether we get it out, as long as we get it out is all that matters. You know what I'm saying? But we have to get it out. We have to help one another to get it out. You know? So, you know, I mean, it sounds good when we hear brothers say that, but we don't take it. I mean, well, you'll see that me and this brother, those who know us, they know that we are some of the most laid-back brothers there is, man. We ain't tripping over nothing. All we care about is getting this word out. We ain't trying to be lords over you. We ain't trying to tell you what to do. Our mission is to just go out there and teach that word. And if you're out of order, we tell you, man, you out of order. We're not going to come down on you like jumping off the building, coming down on you like Incredible Hulk. But over a period of time, it might be needed sometimes. But for the most part, man, we already know that we're already afflicted in this land. And all the affliction that we have, there's got to be some kind of love somewhere when you come together with other brothers, you know, where we can understand what you're going through, you know, or sisters. So our job is basically to be mentors to one another and to help one another. Job chapter 2, verse 3. It says, and the Most High said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? Okay. What about the rest of the people? He said, there's none like Job in the earth. All right. That's why I said, it's not that people can't do what Job did. It's just that they're not trying. You know, the Most High said he's going to choose 144,000. Last time that I looked around, the earth we haven't seen Third World War yet. So I don't think 144,000 is sealed just yet. You know what I'm saying? Or else we all be gone. We still here. We still here serving. Okay? It says, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and is sure of evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. See, Satan is still trying to take you down. Whether you have integrity or whether you halfway keeping the law, Satan is trying to take you down. Just for even stepping forward to the Most High, Satan wants to take you out. He wants to beat you down. You ever see a brother get beat down in the street and he try to get up? Every time he get up, he get kicked back down. That's what Satan is trying to do to us. He wants to beat us down. He can't stand us. And everybody in a fight watching someone get beat down, they standing around watching. That's the rest of the nations. They love seeing us get kicked down by Satan. So we have to stand up and have our integrity and move on. All right? That's our job, to move on. So integrity, where are the Hamashiach brothers walking in integrity, willing to stick their necks out, you know, for their people? When you brothers say you're going to do something, mean it. All right, that's the way we have to be. Look at Numbers chapter 30 and 2. And we're getting close to quitting time, but I'll take it out as long as I can. Numbers chapter 30, verse 2. If a man vow a vow unto the Most High, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. So this is what we have to do. That's that integrity. We have to understand, look, when we say something, and we mean it, we got to do it. So we have to listen to this vow. Look at 1 Maccabees, chapter 13, verse 6. In the Apocrypha. Now I'm moving a little fast. 1 Maccabees, chapter 13, verse 6. Doubtless, I will avenge my nation and the sanctuary and our wives and our children, for all the heathen are gathered to destroy us of very malice. You see that? We have to defend all our people. Look at verse 7. Now as good as the people heard these words, their spirit was revived. That's why we go out and speak, to revive our people, to put the Spirit of the Most High in them. Brothers don't understand, when you say you're coming out every week, you're not making the bond with us, but you're doing it with the Most High. If you work on the weekends and haven't got that day off, then don't say anything, you know. If you can't make it, you can't make it. Same thing with the classroom. It's the same thing. Brothers got to step it up. Let's go to Matthew 5 and 34. Matthew 5 and 34. Matthew chapter 5, verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is the Most High's throne, nor by the earth, for it is the footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yes, nay, no. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. See that? So, you know, a handshake used to mean a lot back in the day. You shake a brother's hand, yo, I'm there. The only thing that should break your bond is if you get sick, your car break down, or, you know, you working. You know what I mean? Or you got to take someone, I mean, it's got to be emergency situation. You know? That's a bond. You know? Or frankly, just call a brother up. Man, I can't do it. Let's go to Sirach chapter 29, verse 20. Sirach chapter 29, verse 20. It's all about integrity. If we can't do it in this kingdom, we're not going to do it in the next kingdom. All right? Whatever we do in this kingdom, we got to be able to do it in the next kingdom. Ecclesiastes chapter 29, verse 20. Help thy neighbor according to thy power, and beware that thou thyself fall not into the same. See that? We have to be as we are in our words, which is a difficult thing during these days and times. A lot of our people don't know how to do it. We'll be out of camp. Me and about 3 brothers will be speaking on a topic to somebody. And there'll be a 4th brother in the camp. And the 3 of us have been on the conference call right before we go out to camp. We'll be listening. We'll be talking about the subject. We get out there. Then a bystander will come up and ask us a question, and it'll be the same thing that we just went over in the class. And the 3 of us will be able to break down the scriptures to that person. And the 4th brother was like, really? Really? That's what happened? Man, you should have been on the conference call. And the bystanders would be like, are you guys in the same camp? I mean, it makes us look crazy. Yeah, we're in the same camp. He just missed the conference call. You know, but it's the same thing. You know, you don't want to miss out on the memos that we go over on the breakdowns and so forth, because when you're out there speaking, one brother have one doctrine and another brother have another doctrine. And then when you speak, you be like, man, why are you speaking on that? We didn't speak about that. So it's important to be to speak the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's important to speak the same thing. Go to Philippians chapter 2 and 2. Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. Anybody got any questions so far? Any questions?
I got a verse to bring out, but go ahead.
All right. Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, be of one accord, of one mind. So that's what the Most High wants us to be like, having the same mind in the spirit. When we're speaking, we should have the same mind. It should be almost robotic. You know, if I step away and another brother step up, it should be robotic. If you're in another state or another country and you're speaking on the topic, it should be the same topic. We should have one spirit, one mind. All right? That person, if that person approaches you in a certain way, learn how to deal with a person based on their actions. All right? But it should be the same response. All right? What you have to say, I'll go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying what you were saying about integrity, and the thing about, like I said, when you were saying how, we all come in the truth, but we have to understand that we can't do it all. Like you said, we're all one body. You know what I mean? And, brothers and sisters have to understand that we can't do everything. You know what I mean? So in order for us to push everything forward, we're going to need other brothers and sisters' help. You know what I mean? It's like building a block or building a bridge. You know what I mean? We all of a piece of a puzzle in the stack of bricks. Okay? So, like the brother was saying, it's like, we're not trying to be lords over any of our people. You know what I mean? We're not even set up for that situation right now. It's hard enough for us to try to keep the laws in general in our everyday life. Okay? I just wanted to, I always go over the scripture all the time, Romans 8:5. I know we always go over this. Sometimes I bring it out, sometimes. It's just what you were saying.
Yeah, Romans 8:5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we mind things after the things of the flesh. It's like what Brother YAHAWAH was saying, is that everything that we've been taught is a lie. Okay? So when we see the things of the flesh, that's what we battle ourselves with. Whether it's smoking, whether it's stuff we see on TV, whether it's porn, because that's the flesh that we're fighting against. And of the spirit is what? Of the spirit of the Most High, of His laws that we follow. So that's what we're wrestling with.
Yeah, look.
Okay, go ahead.
Look at the reason why I said we should be on one mind. When you look at Christians, they all have the same mind. They all say John 3:16. The Most High and Hamashiach loves everybody, right? They all got the same mind. But when it comes to us, we have to be on the same accord as well. To defeat these lies, we have to be on the same accord. But if we speak the same thing, the Most High is going to bring this truth, to bring this place to an end real quick. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the scriptures, Romans 15:6, it says, that ye may with one mind and one mouth glorify the Most High, even the Father of our Hamashiach Yahushua. And this is what we have to do. This is how He's going to receive us. All the Israelites should be speaking the same thing. All of us.
And from following the sheep, to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.